Our awesome guest. We have a certified dog trainer here this evening who also works with Ellen here at Fido Fitness. Her name is Debbie Collins, and we're going to talk a little bit about her business and her training methodology. So Debbie, thank you for being here. So let's start off with, I of course have my own experience. Some of it not so pleasurable, I'll add, but that's okay. Many dogs later. I'm interested in knowing, Debbie, what do you feel is the basis of training?
Well, thank you for inviting me here. I appreciate that. Basically, I feel that, training comes down to communicating with your dog, and that's really the most important thing. If we don't tell the dog what we want them to do, they are not going to know. So that's, communication is really the highest, and it also, when you train with your dog, you can bond with your dog,
right? Which
creates, a nice relationship.
Right. Okay. So, and I understand that because I've learned with my dogs to communicate with them individually, because I have a few, but not too many. I've learned to watch their body language and, spend individual time with them. People are shocked that I walk them individually. And I'm like, just like with children, you have to spend individual time because they have individual needs and God knows individual issues, which we can spend another whole, and my sister can attest to that incidentally.
Yes.
So I'm sure people ask this question, but how long does training take? Like how long is, the usual?
Well, the problem with that question is that every dog learns differently. They learn at their own pace, just like people do. We didn't learn everything all in one day.
Right.
Neither are they. We can't expect them to.
Right.
So we have to give them a chance to learn, and we have to figure out what their pace is.
Okay.
And just be patient.
Okay, so that being said, I'm interested because I've only had one puppy in my 15 years of having dogs. All the other dogs were rescues thereafter, and I think he was enough, quite frankly, because he was a handful, Maston. He was my only dog from puppy.
Okay.
So my question to you is it different? Does an adult dog, a mature dog, take longer training versus a puppy? What's your experience?
Actually, it just depends on the dog, their energy level, their attention span. Puppies usually have an attention span anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes. Okay. After that, they're burnt. They just a lot of them just plop out and a lot of them just want to play. Right. It really just depends on the dog itself,
Okay. Sounds like my attention span. And some of you can attest to that. So we have a lot more great information that we're going to discuss coming up after the break, but we are going to go to break now. And when we come back, we're going to have a few more questions for our certified dog trainer, including how to reach her should you have some situations with your pets. We'll be right back. Thanks so much. And so we're here with Debbie Collins, certified dog trainer at Barrian and Fido Fitness Club in Woodmere. Just to continue with our dog training interview, what do you recommend as far as training?
What I tell most of my clients is it is better than doing 1 or 2 days a week practice to practice every single day, 5 minutes, 5 times a day. Take a TV commercial as your opportunity to have fun with your dog. Play puppy ping pong and hide and seek. Those are the games that's going to help your dog learn while you all have fun.
Right, okay. So I have certain daily routines that what I've learned, and I'm sure that you will say that I'm a good dog owner for this. I have learned, of course, I need some kudos. I have learned that a routine is very important.
Yes.
And God knows when I'm off my routine and then they are, it's a disaster. So I don't allow too many things to get me off my routine because the only way I can manage is having routine and structure with them. And they know if I'm off a little bit. Mm-hmm. So what daily routines can be used to help training along?
Well, consistency is very important. in any training, even for us.
Okay.
I suggest, like, if you can capture a behavior. It doesn't necessarily have to work through. You can capture it. If your dog is running towards you and it hasn't learned the recall yet, you could say, like, my dog's name is Callie, so I'll use her. Callie, come.
Right.
Okay. And as she's running through, and you do this several times over, the dog learns it. As well as, like, if your dog is walking down your hallway with you, you could say, heel, Callie.
Right. Okay.
And the dog learns.
Okay, so that brings me right into important cues, and I knew early on because I had put my puppy, well, my mother did actually. She put us both in class. I think it was more for me. She put us in Puppy K.
Puppy K is great.
I mean, it helped me immensely. I can sit, stay, and calm. I can. I listen. Not so much him, but I've learned really important cues with my dogs. I would like you to tell our listeners and our viewers, the important cues, and please also talk about drop it. Because for me, drop it has been one of, because we go to the beach.
Right, and they pick things up.
And sometimes it costs you almost $1,000 when they eat something off the beach. He's getting Pepsid next time. Everybody's heard me say, no, he's getting Pepsid. Oh my God. Because, they get things on the beach that look nice but aren't so good for their stomach. So, important cues to teach your dog.
Well, there are several really, really important cues. One is recall. The next would be focus. The one after that would be wait, then stay, leave it, and drop it. The reason that we would use recall, okay, is the same what I was saying, get your dog to come to you. Your dog escapes out. You need to be able to say, yes, come, Callie, and your dog return to you, right. Not you run around the block chasing your dog. Right. The next is focus. You need your dog to trust you. Your dog needs to know that no matter what's going on, he doesn't have to worry about it. He can look at you, you're going to handle it, you're going to take care of it. That's the importance of it. The wait teaches your dog that it cannot move until you give that release. The stay, he will not move until you come back to him and you let him know it's okay to walk or move. The leave it, you definitely want to do because it teaches your dog before he gets to an object. Right. You say leave it and the dog learns to leave it, but you have to work it. Right. The drop it is if your dog already picked something up. If it was a pill or something, you could save your dog's life learning that.
Okay. So, unfortunately, we're almost out of time, but really quickly before we close, your next event, I think you're having an event here,
yes,
and your contact information.
Okay, we're having class starting, Puppy K, and an obedience class, which is next Monday, the 13th, at 7 p.m. at Fido Fitness, and also obedience class at 8 p.m. Thank you.
We're just about out of time for this. This is Rocco Pasfumi once again. I want to thank everybody, all our guests. I want to thank Christine for doing such a fantastic job with this week's broadcast. And I'm going to wrap it up in pure halftime Howie style. We filled in for halftime. I want to thank you for your time. Please join us next Sunday night for another edition of Halftime. But at this time, we're out of time. See you next Sunday! And we're out.